Hi, hello everyone. Hi, welcome, welcome. Um, my name is Charlene Renee Polo, and welcome to the mental health awareness that we are currently holding today. The topic for today is working moms and health, self care, mental health, nutritional health, all around care. Um, just before we start, I'd like to say a quick prayer and then follow with a disclaimer. So, Father God, we thank you for having us here today. Everyone in this live today, I ask that you provide them with the words to say. And I pray that this live can be beneficial to someone who's going through something. It can be educational, informational to someone. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Um, the discussion today, I'd like to say that we are not claiming to be researchers or research based. We're not claiming to be experts on the topic. We will just be sharing our personal experiences and opinions on the topic. We also will be providing some. We are, however, will be providing some evidence based resources that you can refer to in case you have any further questions after the live as well. So the panelists will introduce themselves. Like I said, my name is Charlene Renee Polo. I am not one of the panelists, but I am one of the moderators. Um, Panelists, please introduce yourselves one by one, please. Marie, we cannot hear you.
Okay. I muted myself so I wouldn't interrupt while you were speaking. Hello, everybody. My name is Marie Durisme. I am also one of the moderators here, like our sister Charlene. So I will be here giving closing remarks, giving you guys a little bit of information on how you can get more support at the end of this live.
Claudia?
Hi, hello. This is Claudia Mitchell. Hi, did you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Are you able to hear me? Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Claudia Mitchell. I am a social worker. I'm also a clinician. I'm here as my expertise and giving my background in mental health. Thank you for joining in.
You're muted, Felicia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Felicia Polo. Thank you so much for having me here today. And I'm really looking forward to the conversation that we're about to open up this evening.
Hi, everyone. My name is Keisha. I'm one of the panelists, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rita Renee, and I'm a dietitian. And thank you for having me. Happy to be here. So today I will give a little talk, a little powwow about how nutrition and mental health have a relationship. There's a link between those two. So thank you for having me, and happy to be here.
Hi everyone, my name is Martha Estimore,
and I'm one of the panelists. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, during this event today, we will focus on working mom and self care. We will have a chance to hear the point of view of three working mothers when it comes to self care. So, today we have the lather. So, we have one mom who's focused on self care and also care for her children, and we have one who's in the middle. She tries to do both. More child, focus on her child. She saves her PTO for when her kids have um, appointments or anything of that sort, but also sometimes takes time for herself as well. And then we have on the other end of the spectrum another mom who solely focus on her kids, and her reason for being is her children. So we have three different styles of parenting and three different focuses on self-care. So today you'll get to hear from the three different types of moms and how they go about their day to day, their week to week, and how they juggle being a mom and being a parent and working at the same time. But before I bring them on, I remember seeing this video on either Instagram or TikTok, and it was two mothers. One of them was playing with her child, and the other one, who's a working mom, was watching, and she was like, look at this mom. It was like, this mom has time to play with her kids, and I wish I could be that mom, but I'm a working mom and I have to work. On the other hand, the working mom is looking at her. I mean, the mom who's not working is looking at the working mom saying, I feel like I'm a failure because all I'm doing is just taking care of my kids. I'm not providing financially. So a lot of times moms tend to have this tug of war within themselves when it comes to feeling guilty for taking care of themselves, and or feeling guilty for not doing something for their children because they took care of themselves. Whichever way it may go, they just have this tug of war. I myself is a working mom, so I know a little bit of that too, but I love to hear their point of view because these working moms, it's just, you'll get to hear as well. It's amazing. So we're going to start with Felicia Polo. She's a working mom, and she'd like to give you her point of view when it comes to self care and being a working mom.
Hello, everyone. It's me again. So my point of view, I feel like I've been on both um, sides of the spectrum, where I was a stay-at-home mom for a while. I think I was my first child. I was home for about a year, and then I had my second child, and I went to work within 3 months. I went back to work, and then I worked for about 2 years and a half, and then I had another child, and then I wasn't working for another 2 to 3 years. So it was a lot of back and forth. So right now I am working, and comparing being home is definitely a job in itself. Any mom across the board would, I think, would agree with me. Being home is a job in itself. Um, and then being home and working is also another, it's a whole nother thing. I feel that I would say I love being with my children, of course, 100%, but I did miss that like adult connection and just not being mom on call literally 24/7. Um, I feel like now I'm just starting to get into the balance of, how to take care of myself, my mental health, all while being the full-time mom that I am. A lot of people, they're like, "Oh, Felicia, like, yeah, girl, you do your thing." And it's sometimes I'm like, okay, it could be a positive or a negative. It's like, oh, you choose yourself over your children. No, I choose my children, so I need to choose myself. If I want my children to get the best part of me, I need to be my best. You know what I mean? Um, I grew up with a mom who she worked she worked forever, and she wasn't able to take care of her mental health and be there for us, like emotionally, I'm gonna say. She obviously put food on the table and she did what she had to do, but she was not taking care of her mental state, her own emotional state. You know, even though we had what it is that we needed, um, but she wasn't, I guess, she wasn't able to do it all. I'm not trying to say that I'm doing it all, but I do believe that taking care of my mental health, my mental state, and not, you know, just being all them. I need to have my me time. They know, mommy, where are you going tonight? Are you going to the gym again? Are you doing kickboxing? Okay. They like I get them to understand, like they know when Wednesdays come, when Saturdays come, they know, mommy, you're not going to be here because you're going to go do your thing. But when you come back, we make time for each other. And they're young, 8, 6, and 4, and they're starting to understand that.
Felicia, I really love the part where you said, um, I want to be there for them. I want to give them the best version of myself. And people don't seem to understand that because when you're so stressed, you start to take little things
Yeah,
out. Kids, that's what they do. They just get under your skin. They know
they
what to do to
know.
just get
They
you there.
know.
And when you have nothing left because you did not pour into yourself,
That's
you just can't handle whatever all they're doing, and you just crack under the pressure. You're always yelling, and you can't even be the mom that they want you to be. So I love that saying. You should quote that. You should quote that. Put that on something. I love that. Next, we're going to hear from Keisha Polo, who's more of the middle ground type of person who tries to do a little bit of both. Um, and then we'll hear from another mom on the other end of the spectrum. So, Keisha, go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me again. In the beginning, I was not 50-50. I was all about the children, the doctor visits, and everything else. And then I realized that I needed to take time for myself because it can be a lot and very overwhelming. So now, majority, 50% of my days I take off for the kids' doctor's appointments, activities that they have. And then most of the time towards the end of the summer, because I'm really drained, that's when I take the time for myself. In the meantime, I do take time off here and there to do self-care. My self-care is crafting. Everybody's self-care is different. I like to craft, so that's my time, and that gets me unwind and geared and ready, to be 100% with my kids again, because it is a lot. But mine is 50-50.
Also recognized that. Hi, thank you so much, Keisha. I just noticed that I was muted. Um, thank you so much. I noticed that you say the 50-50. That is great because some people cannot do both. Um, some people feel guilty doing both. And it's hard. It's so hard to even get to 60-40. It's just hard in general. And as a mom, um, so please, I applaud you as a mom. Every single mom here, I applaud you guys because it's hard out here, guys. It is. Do you just all you can do is be your best and be the best person you can for your children. Next, we will introduce Mirtha, who is another panelist who's on the other end of the spectrum. She focuses more on a lot more on her children. Um, so if there's any time left over, she really doesn't know what to do with herself if it doesn't involve her kids. So Mirtha, please, your turn. You're muted.
Hi everyone, my name
Okay,
is
there we go.
Martha Estimora. Thank you for having me. Yes. For me, my life on revolve around my children, basically. I'm also a working mom. I'm also a dietitian. I work 5 days a week, and as all of you probably know, that I have twin boys, and they just turned 10. Thank God for that. Yes, my life revolves around my children. It's my children every day. I go to work. I come home. As soon as I put my bag down, it's me and them, and have to sometime I go over their homework, make sure they have a snack before bed, make sure I do something, as a family with them because my husband works at nighttime. It just most likely it's me and them. So as soon as I get home, it's just, I'm in mommy mode until I go to bed. And it's something that I'm really working on to take some time for myself and to have some self care, but I'm not there yet. But I'm working very hard to get to that point. Um, Even going somewhere for even a weekend, I feel like guilty leaving them. I have that guilt leaving them, not taking them with me. Um, I don't know. It's something that I have to work on. The other day I was talking to my sister. I said something is wrong because I know, there are so many moms out there. They have more than one or two kids, and they do take time for themselves and their husband to go places and have some time, just some alone time, for their mental health. But tell you the truth, I have not done so since my boys were born. It just, it's me and them. I feel like the reason why is because, when I had my kids, they were premature. They were born at 30 weeks, and I had to leave them at the NICU for almost a month and a half. And that day when I had to leave them in the hospital, it was the hardest day of my life. And I had promised myself not to ever, never, never, ever again leave my kids behind for any reason. And I think I carry that guilt with me, which is, something that I'm really working on right now. But as of today, it's just, it's my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids. If they go somewhere for like even 2 or 3 hours with family members, and I'm just checking my clock on my watch, saying that, well, they're supposed to be home already. What's going on? And I'm picking up my phone, calling. It's 9 o'clock. Why are they not home? What's going on? It's like I'm in helicopter mode, my hovering over my kids. It's just something that I have to work on. Me and my husband, we talk about it all the time. But I'm praying God one day, even if they go to college, I feel like, I'm gonna be alone, but I'm getting myself ready for it, even though it's a long time to come. But it's something that I'm working on, and hopefully I'll get to that point one day.
Thank you so much, Mirtha, for that. Mirtha is actually my sister, and we had this conversation recently because I had to tell her. I said, I'm worried about you because they're 10. I know it's a long time before they go to college, another 7 years, less, 7 or 8 years, and I will generally be worried about your mental health once they leave. And I know they're not going to stay close by. And I'll really be worried that you'll be home depressed somewhere because you won't know what to do with yourself because all your energy and all your focus is on the children. And once they leave, I don't think you're going to be able to cope with them not being around. So I was advising her maybe try to get a hobby, try to find something else outside of your kids to focus on. And I actually, this is the first time I'm hearing the backstory of why she's the way she is um, when it comes to her children. I understand that, but I like she said, I know she's trying to work on it, but this is you got to start working now because time is approaching when they just turn 10, they will eventually be leaving the nest. So start slow till you get there. I don't know if Clavia has anything to say to that aspect of mental health and how to correlate it with anything, if she has anything to add to that matter.
Um, so am I on speaker? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. First, I want to say thank you all for telling your story, Felicia, Keisha, and Martha. Thank you all for Um, it- but Martha, I definitely agree with Shelly. Mental health does play a big impact in your decision on how you are have difficulty separating from your kids. You sound like you're suffering from separation anxiety, which is understandable due to your traumatic event, to a significant traumatic event. I definitely recommend for you to, focus on doing little bit by little bit by little bit on yourself, and also seek mental health treatment. It's a daily process. It's not going to happen overnight, of course, but it is a daily process that I will advise you to work on every day as you can. But even with all of us with having kids, like it's a lot to have, especially when you're working and you have your kids, and if you're married, it's a lot on us. So it's really important that we do have the type of conversation on how to conduct self-care, because without your self-care, and even with separation anxiety, although that does it is definitely something that is difficult to deal with, but it is doable.
Thank you, Claudia. Yes, like it definitely is doable, and it's hard, but it is doable. And I, as your sister, Mirtha, try. I will do my best to help you. Maybe we can have sisters' night out, um, whatever it may be, a 1 weekend a month or something of that sort, to kind of like get you out, to kind of slowly move you away. We can do activities at home if you don't want to leave the house, but at least create something to do for yourself. Next, hold on 1 second. I think we might have some comments. Hold on. But I will read the comments after this. But if I can't see the comments, but if someone can see them, feel free to read them.
And Jaslyn, for telling your story. Thank you all for joining in. I want to say thank you, Jaslyn, for telling your story. As a new mom, congratulations, of course, and accepting that, obviously it's not easy going back to work and juggling. Those of you who are tuning in, please share your story on is it, how do you deal with being a mom, working, etc., and how do you conduct self care? Maybe your story could touch someone else.
Um, I just I just noticed Jaslyn's comment. She said, "This is good. I'm a new mom. It was a struggle to get my me, um, to get me to do anything for myself. I felt like I, I didn't need a break because she was so new. I didn't want to leave her, but as time passed, I realized even if I didn't necessarily need a break, it's important and healthy just to take time. I started with long baths. Today, I actually took time to get my nails and feet done, which I haven't done in 3 months. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. I encourage you guys to take at least 30 minutes a day to cater to you." Thank you so much, Jasmine, for your comment. That is so true. I am guilty of that myself. So I'm one of those people who definitely need to take me time as well. But my story is different. All right. Now, next we're gonna introduce Retha, who will give. She's a registered dietitian, so she will correlate how all of this nutrition relates to all in self care as well.
Hi, everybody. Hi again. Thank you for having me. My name is Rita. Like I said before, I'm a registered dietitian, and today I will be talking about nutrition, how there is a strong relationship between nutrition and mental health. And that topic, which is mental health, it's very important to me. And I feel like it's a topic that is underrated. We don't talk about it enough, and especially in the Black community, right? So it's very, very, very underrated. When people think of mental health, they always think about being popping pills or like being white room, or going to the doctor 24/7, or not able to take care of themselves, or you can have a mental health issue and be in functioning like everybody else, you know but people will never know. But again, this is why this topic is very, very important to me. So today I'm here to talk about how your mental health and nutrition have a strong relationship, right? So let's get into it. So for example, think about it. So your brain is always on 24/7. If you're sleeping, if you're up at work, whatever you're doing, it takes care of your thought and movement, right? So your breathing and heartbeat, your senses, all of that is done by your brain and stuff like that. So this means your brain requires a constant supply of fuel. So that fuel comes from the food that you eat, right? And what is in that fuel that make all the difference. So put simply, what you eat directly affects the structure and function of your brain, and ultimately like your mood as well, because remember, what you put in, that's what comes out, right? So for example, I'm gonna take like a car, like an expensive car, for example. Your brain function best when you get it like only premium food, like food that is good nutrients. So meaning eating high quality foods that contain a lot of vitamins and minerals and antioxidant nourishes the brain and also protect it from stress, meaning some many waste as well that we from free radical that we accumulate in our body. So those food help us with that as well. So when we eat those foods, it produces enough oxygen, and so that's this oxygen is very, very good for us, because that that what what keep us going. They like fuels. Oxygen are like fuels. It keep us going, and it's prevent your brain from damaged cells and things like that. So, and again, on the other end of it, unfortunately, like an expensive car, your brain can be damaged if you ingest like anything that is not nutritious in it, like some certain food, like processed food or refined food, get to your brain. So those food has little ability to get rid of them. So meaning a diet high, refined sugar, for example, are very harmful to your brain. And in addition to that, your body regulate insulin, so meaning all of that promote inflammation, which is not good for your brain. So I don't know if you ladies or anybody can experience that, after you eat certain amount of food, like a high fatty food, sometimes it feels good while you're eating it, but after that, after an hour or two, you feel so tired and sluggish, right? So meaning it's because that food, when you start to get digested into sugar, and your body start to process it. And then when your body start to process it, and then your body was like, hold on, wait a minute, what I just have right now, it's not something that is nutritious. In your brain, it sends that, sense to your brain. And that's when you feel like so tired and exhausted. So that's why it is very important, when it comes to nutrition, to have a well balanced meals, make sure that, we take care of that body. So remember as well, our guts is very important. Most of our immunity is from our guts, so the guts control a lot of things. So now, so how does nutrition affect mental health, right? So what are the food that we need to eat to make sure that we have our mental health is good, that we function the way we're supposed to function as human. So out there is many link, there is many research that link nutrition and mental health. For example, like low level of certain nutrients such as folate, magnesium, iron, and zinc, and vitamin B, B6, B12 have been linked to worsening your mood, right? And feeling an instance of anxiety and risks of depression. But however, foods such as vegetables and fruits and whole grain and fish and beans, those foods contain like healthy nutrients that may help reduce symptom of some mental health condition, right? And also, when you practice a healthy dietary pattern, that may even reduce the risk of depression. And nutrient deficiency are also implicated in many mental health disorder. such as depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder, right? So what is eating healthy? So many people, when we talk about eating healthy, we think about eating a plate of salad or a bowl of salad or eating like fruit all the time. This is way more than that. So a healthy eating pattern should include food from every food group, meaning your dairy food group, your vegetables, your fruits, your vegetables, and whole grain and protein, right? Eating healthy food under this diet is a broad definition that can look different depending on factors such as age and physical activities and health condition, taste preferences, and also cultural variation. I'm sure like most of us in here, we come from like different I mean not different background, the same background. So when it comes to culture, I mean our food, our cultural food is healthy as well. So that doesn't mean if you want to eat healthy, your cultural food, you have to put that away, because most of the time when we talk about our cultural food, we think about, oh my god, it's not healthy. It's things that are being prescribed by doctors, like eating only fruit and vegetables and salad and stuff like that, which is way beyond that. Because when it comes to food, even our cultural food, the food that we grew up eating, they are healthy. But again, there can be some changes or maybe some moderation in portion sizes that we can, make to, make the food healthy, and the cooking process as well, which is very, very important. So for example, like there is certain food you can eat more of, for example, like your fruit, your vegetables. These food are very healthy. Eat more. When you have your plate, make sure like half of your plate is vegetables and the other half you can have your grain and your protein. So that's when a well balanced place come in place. Some of the food, instead of eating more of it, you can eat some of it, like cottage cheese and your dairy and stuff like that. If you like anything like yogurt or like chocolate, like these food are healthy as well, but moderation in small portions. And there is food that we also need to eat less of them, like sweets and chips and fine fried food and stuff like that, high fat meats and plant-based meat and sugar, and stuff like that. These are all like processed food. I mean, are they good? Yes, they're good, but again, too much of something good, can be bad, right? So that's why it is very, very important to keep in mind that when we eat, not only we nourish our physical body, but we also nourishes our mental health as well, right? So poor nutrition sometimes may be like I said before, can be a casual factor in the experiences of low mood and eating healthy. Well, I know it's not something that can happen tomorrow. It's like, a smoker, you can't tell somebody who's smoking like to quit smoking tomorrow. That will never happen. It's like a journey and sacrifices, to put that into place. So, give yourself grace, baby small steps. For example, if you never eat fruits, like tomorrow, start adding one fruit in your diet. Or if you never eat vegetables, like add one vegetables in your in your plate today, and tomorrow another one, and the next day another one. Small steps that would really help as well. So that is why I really, really, really love this topic, because most of the time when we talk about mental health, like I said before, we're talking about, we think about taking pills and other things, which is important as well. But when it comes to nutrition, it's something that's not being talked about enough. And we all know that when it comes to nutrition, is good, for our body. That's what gives us the body fuel and energy for it to function. I mean, as a result, and it is important, for anyone, so for anyone to keep in mind, eating healthy is very important. And we still also need to keep in mind that diet is just one piece of much of a complex topic when it comes to mental health. So it is important for anyone who's experiencing a depression or anxiety symptom, or has like a general concern about their mental health, like to work with a trusted healthcare a professional, to take care of yourself. And which is because like here we have moms, and all of us are mom, but I'm not a mom yet, but hopefully one day. It's important, if you experience these things when it comes to mental health, like to seek professional health. But again, to keep in mind that eating healthy as well, is a big part of the puzzles. And I hope, I wish you ladies well. Take care of yourself, and And remember that saying, one apple away, keep the doctors away.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. Um, I, I I didn't think that was true. I eat an apple a day and I still have to go to the doctor, but I believe you. I'm gonna keep eating my apple. Um, so if anybody else has anything else to say, feel free to do so. But there are some comments in the chat that I wanted to bring up, unless someone has something to say at the moment from what Rita just presented.
Giving us appreciate it, because I'm gonna speak for myself, and I know a lot of the people that's watching could speak. Veronica, Sandy, and Susan could probably speak on my behalf. But when we're as moms and as a social worker, being out in the field a lot, you're grabbing and going. You grab and you go. If I'm next to Wendy's and I got to see all these cases, I'm grabbing and going, because you fast food will get to me quickly because it's right there and it's quick and you're always on the go. As moms, we're always on the go. So you try to get the fastest thing to get the fuel that your body needs. But she made sense, like how she said that your mind needs to be fueled up so you can keep going, but you got to be mindful of what you put in. It's like it's bittersweet, pros and cons. If you get something from Wendy's, yeah, it's gonna fill you up, but later on it's gonna have some consequences on us. But and then us dealing with the kids and whatever what we're dealing with, working, whatever, you just try to get the quickest thing to fill yourself up to keep your day going. And then you get the itis, which is another thing that plays another part in us, that we just want to go to sleep, and then we're drained at the end of the day to even do whatever we need to do for whoever we need to do stuff for. But thank you. I wanted to say thank you for sharing that information.
Yes, definitely. Because even myself, I can speak to it. I would wake up in the morning and I would cook for the kids, but I'd be rushing out that I don't even bring the food, and I may end up buying something not so healthy, buying pizza or whatever they're ordering at work, because I didn't have time to do anything for myself because I was too busy making sure the kids had their lunch, or the kids had um, their breakfast or their water bottle, anything filled up before they went to school. And by the time they're leaving, I'm like, I don't even have time left for me to put some food in a plate for me to go. So I'll just buy lunch. And when, it's whatever stores nearby your job that you end up buying when you buy lunch is not so much as the most healthiest aspect. Um, Sister Marie, please step in and if you have any comment, and then otherwise, after that, I'm going to go to the chat to see what other comments people are saying.
I wanted to step in and say something. I was reading one of the comments that we had, and it was Sandy Torres, and she was talking about how she has a great support system, especially when she's stressed. For me personally, I'm a mother. And I know when you have when you still have an infant. I have a 10-month old, and I also have a 3-year old now, and it's hard. And whether you're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom, having a support system is really important. Like for me at work, like I don't eat a lot, and even though I'm a breastfeeding mother, I need to make sure I'm on, I need to speak to a dietitian. We could make sure like I'm on myself. But sometimes I forget to eat, whether in the morning I forget or what happens. And at work, I everybody knows, hey, Marie is breastfeeding. She needs to eat. So everybody's either asking me if I pump for the day or if I've eaten for the day. And sometimes I don't, and somebody will be like, well, I have lunch, let open the lunch, or somebody will be like, order something, or they keep me accountable and keep me aware so that I keep myself going. And at home, when my husband gets home or if something happens, I'm like, hey, I need an extra 10 minutes in the shower today, because I just tell him, hey, can you take the kids and go, because I need that time to myself. Just, or even if it's just somebody that you can call, just have a phone call, whether it is to vent or say whatever you need to do. It's good to just have one person there, or somebody there, support system, to keep you, because you really really need that. When they say the village, it takes a village, it does. And to read her comment directly, she said that I have an 18-month-old and self care is very important. It's not easy being a full time worker, mother, and taking care of the house. I go to the gym 2 days in the evening, and I also get out of the house, and my fiance watches my son. I have a great support system, especially if I get stressed. And it is very important, even for me, like getting time to do this live. I have hidden in the far corners of my house, and my daughter has found me because she's a great detective. So it gets hard sometimes, but having somebody there to support us is very very important.
I love that you said that, Marie, because I am in the corner of my house, my sanctuary, which is in my closet, where I hide from my own kids. So I love the fact that you said that. And I also wear my favorite shirt because when my kids ask me, "Mom, what's that shirt mean?" And I say, "Oh, if you don't know what this shirt means, we need to have a discussion," because I feel so drained with. I don't have threes, but I feel drained. But thank you so much, Sandy, and everyone from sharing. Veronica, Jaslyn, for and not my cousin Nadia. Thank you for sharing. Please continue sharing your stories and how you conduct self care, so other people can see how to conduct. But I do have some questions for the panelists about their stories and how they could help others. So I heard Felicia, she spoke about being at home mom, right? She spoke about being at home mom. She said that in the beginning of time when she was doing at home mom, she was tending to her kids, but now she's at work. And now that she's juggling with the kids, the house, her job, her own self care, she's trying to do the self care that she has been doing. If Felicia could just tell people what is self care for her look like.
For me, self care for me, number one, and I take very, very long hot showers. You wouldn't even believe it. Oh my goodness. I mean, long. Okay. And I feel like when I'm in there, I just think freely. I come up with my best ideas, my best cooking recipes. They're done in the shower. Um, Outside of that, I make so it's so funny you asked me this. I recently last month, February, beginning of February, I came up with a maintenance checklist, and I think my friend is on here, a growing woman. So we went over a checklist, a maintenance checklist that is important to me, and it was my nails, like I have to have my nails done every two. I try to do every 2 weeks, but in schedule, my nails, um, a massage, my hair done, and wait, manicure, pedicure, hair done, massage, and facial. Like these are things that I like. I need those things to be checked off my list every 4 weeks because that's how I like reset. Long showers and checking these things off my list is what keeps me like together. It might sound weird, but yes, that's what when I come from a facial and I'm home, the children are like, oh my goodness, oh your face is so glowy. And I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you. What are we doing? Now I'm ready to do whatever you guys want to do. You want to turn the house upside down, let's do that. Like we could do that. You know what I mean? So things like that. Um, I really that's what keeps me in line, keeps me in check and ready for the day, ready to take on 3 kids and all that.
Thank you for your response. I really love that response. I see that Jasmine does the same thing. Long baths, take nice long hot baths. So I know that does work for people. And I also want to have a question for Keisha. Keisha, how is your support system helping you take care of yourself to conduct your self care? Because I know that you, Keisha, you have a lot of roles that you have to do. You're the first lady of the church, which is a very big role. You have three kids, and a lot of your kids have activities they have to do. Your husband travels, and he's also a pastor, so you have a lot of roles. You have to help out as much as you can to maintain a household. So, how is your support system look like, and how does that help you with conducting your self care?
I have a great support system. Whenever like my husband travels, I do have help that come, drop the kids off or, just stay in the house with me. I do have relatives that will check on me as well. Um, Basically a great support system. And then as far as my self-care, I'm with Felicia. I do long showers. The kids always laugh, oh Lord, she's going in there. She's not coming out for a long time. So my showers and then my crafting. I'm like a jack of all trades. I always like to find something new. I like to challenge myself to see if I can get that done. And that's a way for me to unwind and, channel myself. And then also reading. I love to read. I love to read books. I love mysteries. And then watching my K-dramas. A lot of people like K-dramas. Yes, I love K-dramas. And that works for me. That's part of my self-care. And then a great support system that I have.
Thank you, Keisha, for sharing. Another question for Mita, who previously in this panel, she discussed about how she struggles with her separation anxiety with her two kids. She mentioned that every day she likes to be around her kids. They bring her joy. However, she does struggle with conducting self-care for herself. So, Mita, if you could just tell us, after hearing other people, what is your goal? What is your ultimate goal for the future for you? And yeah, what's your ultimate goal for the future for you? Oh, you're mute.
Yes. From hearing what the other ladies has said about self care, how they take time for themselves and to go out and have a petty money or even a facial. So it's something hopefully that should be starting to work on and trying to have to have a sense of of sense of myself and not to be around my kids all the time. And I know it's going to be hard, but I'm willing to work on that because I need it. I need it, and I'm not getting any younger. I need it, and they're getting older themselves, and eventually they're gonna go out of their way. And right now, I'm just gonna start thinking about, having some me time, me and my husband, and even go out for like a weekend, just spend that time just for myself, even, to think, about, other things in my life and not to be around my kids 24/7. Like I said before, I know it's going to be hard, very hard, but it's something that I'm really willing to do. And I really thank all the lady for all the good ideas that they have presented today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And also drop your kids off to Shelly. I don't think she's far, but drop them off and definitely go on a weekend date with you and your husband. It is definitely necessary to conduct self-care for yourself. Also want to continue to thank everyone who are sharing their stories. Please, guys, if you do have stories on how you conduct self-care as a parent, don't have to be mom, it could be fathers too. I definitely want to hear how fathers, but I want to focus, even though today's panel is focusing on moms, since it is Women History, definitely just dropping your story. I also want to thank, is that thank you, Sajidi, for dropping your story because she's an amazing woman who raised 5 kids. Now she is traveling the world, maintaining a balance of work. That's how I want to be when my kids hit 18. I'm counting down with my fingers. When my kids turn 18, I'm gonna be just like Sajudi, traveling the world and enjoying myself. So I want to commend everyone for sharing their story.
Thank you, Clavia, for volunteering me to take other people's children. Um, but she knows I will do my best to try and help. I'm not gonna say gladly since I have three of my own. But if she needs it and we can help, we will do our best to help. I know Felicia wanted something to say something. Felicia, you can have the floor.
First, let me start off by saying um, shout out to Brother Gene and Sister Shelleen for taking my children during the weekends. But anyways, Sister Mita said something about um, like identity and self and getting getting to know herself again and stuff like that. Like that just hit a thing right here. Cause when I was, at home and all this stuff, and man, I tell you, there were days where I felt like I literally had no identity. And I have coworkers watching right now, and they could tell you when I was in my second pregnancy, it was tough. And even after I had her, it was so hard. She would always cry, and I'd tell my friends, like, I don't understand what's going on. She cries so much. Like, and I would, like, my confidence as a mother, it would just go down and down, and I would lose my sense of self because at that time I'm at home, so it's like this is me, I'm a mom, I can't get her to stop crying, and I have my older one, I have to take care of her, and I was just being tugged back and forth, and I lost my sense of self, my sense of, like, as a mother, I would doubt myself, question myself, and this is my second child, second pregnancy and all that, and I went through a very hard time, and even for a long time after that, it was hard for me to things I used to do, I wasn't confident in doing them anymore. Things I loved to do, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do I didn't want to do anything else. Like I didn't have any more interest and stuff like that. So it wasn't until, like recently I I made the decision. I'm like, you know what? My children, they see me, like they watch, and we all know children, they watch what you do, they watch what you don't do, you know what I mean? Like they're like, oh yeah, mommy always, she's never put together, or mommy is always sad, is always yelling, that mommy is always angry, why is she always this, she's always in that. I started to get to that point where I was just always upset. I was always upset. Something is messed up and I just get upset, and it just started spiraling down once I lost a sense of myself. So the long showers, I know someone said 30 minutes a day, the little things, they might seem so little, but they really, really add up. They really add up. So even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever it is, like take it, do it. It's really important for not only your mental health, but the atmosphere that you're creating in your home. You know what I mean? That that you're raising, that you and your family or your husband or whatever is trying to raise your family and your children in.
That is so true. That resonates with me as well. This goes back to what Felicia had said earlier, giving your children the best version of yourself. You can't give them yourself if you don't know who yourself is. If you don't have a self identity, how do you give them the best version of yourself? So I think each and every single mother watching or on this panel, or if you plan on being a mother down the line, that is something that you need to think of. Um, Having a support system, a village to fall back on, having your partner being understanding of what you're going through, having open communications and coming up with a system that works for the both of you. Both of you guys will probably end up with this economy. Will most likely both of you will be working because every family now has to be a two income to survive, unfortunately. But an understanding needs to be have, and for everyone to know to allot time for self care and also know that it's just even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you still need self-care. Just because you at home, there's such a negative stigma with stay-at-home mom that they're just at home and they do nothing.
Hmm.
You don't have any adult, um I can't think of the term, but anyone else is like to speak to. When I was I have a 1 year old. When I was at home with her, my best conversation used to happen with a 6 month old. That was pretty sad. A 6 month old. That was my best conversation. So it's people need to understand that you are home. Yes, it's there still needs to be me time where you have to figure out who you are and determine what makes you happy, and because you can't bring happiness or care for someone else if you're not at your best or at a certain level of yourself. You can't be drained. You can't pour into someone if you have nothing to give. Um, I see something on the side. I think that's a comment. Hold on, let me see. Esther posted a comment. She said, "I myself just started to get my me time since my only daughter about finishing high school and ready for college. I'm starting getting used to stuff for myself and enjoy things like I do." Dr. Vidal also wrote a comment. She said, "It took a long time, but I've recognized that when you become a mom, you do so with the baggage you never addressed. And whatever develops after, it forces you to face yourself. My work and family is just a way of me being better than I was yesterday. My self-care involves my relationships. I love pouring into people. I didn't have a lot of healthy relationship, and things have just been phenomenal because it giving me the time to start over and learning how to love someone." Touching on Sister Felicia, before the kids, it was it's like autopilot, and after children, it just comes out that maybe I didn't know who I was, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for that comment. And this really, I think this is just the common theme that most, if not all, of the mothers are just going through, and it's you just have to find me time. It's hard. It is hard. But like Sister Felicia said, it can start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're gonna see a difference. It doesn't matter how little of the meantime you start with, you're gonna start to see a difference. Um, Sister Marie, we're gonna wrap it up. See, we're gonna wrap it up. So I'm gonna have Sister Marie give the final comments, unless anyone else have anything to say.
Okay, okay, everybody. Thank you. I want to say first, thank you to the panelists for coming out and sharing their story. It's very brave of you guys, and I know that a lot of women are gonna really resonate with what you guys have said, and are really going to are you going to be inspired by the words that you have said today. Thank you to Sister Clavia and Sister Rita for coming out and giving us some information, some much needed information on how we can proceed with getting our mental health together and kind of working on us outside of being moms. And thank you for all of the comments, all the women that shared their stories. We appreciate you. Please continue to share your story. You don't know who you are going to impact. Even myself, I have resonated with a lot of these comments and a lot of what the panels have said. I thank you all so much for tuning into this live and coming on and participating in this live with us. We really, really appreciate it. We have a lot more coming up. The Ebenezer outreach, we have a lot of events coming up. If you want to know about anything that we are doing, you can find us on Facebook under Ebenezer Outreach Program. We are here. We also have a phone number. If you ever need to reach us, it's 914 207 5255, and our email address is outreach.ecog@gmail.com. We are also on the website under ebenezernation.org/outreach ministries. All of our information, excuse me, sorry. All of our information can be found under our Facebook page under Ebenezer Outreach Programs. If you want to reach out to us, send us a message. You can do so that way. Um, what else? Oh, our Instagram page. We are very, very active on our Instagram page. That's one of the easiest way to get in contact with us. Anytime that you need. Our IG is apologies. Our IG is Ebenezer_outreach. Um, thank you again. Um, yes. The link. The links to all of our information is going to be available in the comment section for all of you guys. We hope that you guys will continue to tune in to the next live that we're gonna have. We're hopefully gonna have some more conversation talking about not just mothers, but also talking about dads and how they handle their mental health, because their mental health is also as important as us having mental health. How we handle our mental health. So thank you again for tuning in. And I will give it back to Shelling to break us out of a prayer before we end.
Thank you, Marie. I should also say, if any of you guys watching would like to be a panelist and you want to come up with a topic that you think would be a great topic of discussion, you'd like to be a panelist, please message us or write it in the comment. Actually, I'd prefer a message because we're getting a lot of comments. I don't want it to get missed. So do send us a private message, and we will discuss it with the board and come up with a way as well. So we appreciate everyone who's watching tonight. Thank you so much for watching and joining us, taking time out of your day to join us. Thank you so much to the panelists for being part of this event, because without you guys, this event wouldn't have happened. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for Sister Clavia. And thank you for every single person who joined in. Sister Rita, our registered dietitian, Sister Clavia, our social worker, and all the moms and panelists. Thank you so much. Sister Marie, thank you for joining. Thank you. Just gonna do a quick prayer out. Of course, we are still taking comments and chat in the chat, so feel free to write it down, write them in there. So just to pray us out, Father God, thank you for being with us and allowing us to hold this. And we pray that this event can touch someone, and someone who's on the brink, and all the information that we are providing to them will either touch them, save their life, or change their life for the better. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much, guys.